Man, does it? I think I got a little bit of sun. What do you think? Either that or my face is extremely dirty. Nope. Nope, it's definitely sun. Hey, I don't know if you guys remember, a few weeks ago, unless you've been living under a rock, I suppose. A few weeks ago, the president talked about the 9mm being so powerful, it'll blow the lungs right out of the body. I don't think that's completely accurate, but who am I to argue with the president? I just so happen to have a 9mm right here. No, we're not going to shoot this at anything, but I wanted to show you something in comparison. Let's see. Here is a cute little 9-volt battery, 9-volt AAA battery against a 9mm. So you guys know how big a AAA battery is, right? Well, there you go. There's a 9mm. But I wanted to go a little bit farther back. Let's jump back in time a little bit. Back in the 1850s, this cute little guy, no, this is not from the 1850s, but this is a 22 short, which is the first metallic cartridge ever built or designed and manufactured in the United States. Kind of a fun little round, pretty bulimic. It was actually, believe it or not, designed for self-protection. Against what? I have no idea. Maybe bad guys were smaller back then. But kind of a cool little cartridge. It is fun to shoot because there's almost no recoil to it, but little 22 short, okay? Let's jump forward in time just a little bit. Here's a 22 long rifle. That's kind of fun, right? In fact, most people shoot the 22 long because there's so many guns out there made in 22 long. But maybe 22 long isn't just long enough. Ladies. 22 Magnum. This is a fun cartridge. Check it out compared to the 22 long or the 22 short. Just a little fella. But let's compare it to the 9mm. It is a little bit taller than 9mm, but caliber-wise is a little bit smaller. Let's move these out of the way. All right, this is a fun cartridge. I actually have a little pocket pistol in this caliber, 25 auto. Completely worthless. I highly doubt it would be an effective defensive tool, but I still would not want to get shot with it. 25 auto. Let's look at this compared to this world's deadliest 9mm. It is just a little guy, so probably wouldn't take your lungs out of your body. But maybe this one will. This is a 32 auto compared to the 9mm. Nope. Even with the little hollow point, probably pretty worthless. Let's see. Let's jump up here. This is a mistake. Smith & Wesson 40. 40 caliber. Yeah, look, compared to the 9mm, the casing's bigger. The overall height with this particular one, it could be mashed down a little bit. Of course, bullet shape makes a difference too. This is a little bit spicier than the 9mm. Its parent's casing is a 10mm, which I don't, for some reason, I don't have one lying around down here somewhere. But 40 Smith & Wesson, apparently the FBI thinks it's too much to shoot, and most people don't buy them anymore. But it won't blow your lungs out, even though it's more pressure than a 9mm. This apparently is pretty safe to get hit by. Let's see, here's something that's kind of fun. 38 Special. I mean, you hear about those all the time. Scary gangsters, and actually the cartels use these a lot. Kind of interesting what they do, but that's not what this is about. So there you go, 38 Special. But we could jump up a little bit to 357 Magnum, which is basically a 38 Special that's angry. Now we'll go back here to a 9mm, which these are basically the same caliber. The bullets are the same diameter basically, but a little bit more casing there to add the powder in. Let's do this one. So I keep hearing from all sorts of boomers and fuds that 45 is God's caliber. I doubt it. I doubt he shoots a 45. But look, it's the difference here between the 9mm. The 45 is much bigger. That is nearly a ½ inch in diameter. But you know what? It doesn't matter because it will not blow the lungs out of a body like a 9mm would. These are apparently much safer than the 9mm. I'll save this one for one of the last ones here. Oh, here's a fun one. Let's jump over to this one. The MP7, which for some reason we cannot get in the United States, though it is a very fun gun to shoot. This is a 4.6 by 30. Okay, compared to 9mm Parabellum here. Casing's much longer. I don't really know the velocities of these guys. I just know in full auto they're fun to shoot. And yes, I really have shot one. And you're probably thinking, well, that's just the same as the 5.7 by 28. So there's that. Here's a 5.7 by 28. So nope, they're not the same. Very close, both bottleneck cartridges. This one is not the same caliber as this one, which is almost the same caliber, or close to the same caliber as the 22 short. Remember, 22 caliber is dangerous, but it won't blow out your lungs. Even if it's a 5.7, apparently it's your lungs are safe with that one. Here's a scary one. I hope you're sitting down. This is super dangerous. Just me handling this could be very, very dangerous. The 5.56, which we know comes out of assault rifles, the AR-14s and such, with the shoulder thing that goes up with grenade launchers and bayonet lugs and things like that, chainsaws, whatever. You can just buy those attachments on Amazon. They're crazy. Anyway, apparently these two, the 9mm and the 5.56, are so dangerous that it's a public safety hazard with just me handling them here in a virtual space. Now the 5.56 has been around for a very long time. In fact, the what's the consumer version, the civilian version, whatever, the non-NATO version, which is basically, I know I'm going to get people saying it's not the same. The 223 Remington, they're basic. I know there's differences. All right, they're just a little different. Pressure and anyway, it doesn't matter. Has been a long time. They've used them for years hunting. This is considered an intermediate cartridge. Yeah. If you listen to any of the testimonies from the assault weapons ban, apparently these vaporized bodies, when they hit, they put them in another dimension, never to be seen again. Maybe in a phone booth, or Bill and Ted catches up with them somewhere else. But apparently these are extremely, extremely dangerous, so you don't want to touch them with your bare hands. But I'm a professional. Ooh, here's a scary one again. The AK-47 shoots the 7.62 by 39. Now let's jump back to this scary 9mm. As you can see, the casings are much different in length. Bullet diameter isn't much different, but these are extremely scary. Now, apparently they're not as scary as the 5.56 because it doesn't vaporize bodies on impact, but they're still scary because it comes out of an AK-47. Ooh, another, since we're in Russian here, I'm gonna dump some more rounds on the ground. Since we're going Russian, 7.62 by 54R. This is a fun cartridge to shoot. It's kind of like the American version of the 308. I know it's not the same. All right, we're talking to dumb people here. So 7.62 by 54R. This is a cool cartridge, but compared to the 5.56, don't worry. This is much safer. It's not going to vaporize a body or tear limbs off as it flies by. I got something later to show you later. But not as scary as the 5.56. So this is still scary, but not as scary as the 5.56. Oh, here's something. So back in 1906, turn of the century, some of you already know what I'm talking about. 30-06 or 30 government, whatever you want to call it. Been around a long time. Beautiful design, sleek. Let's not talk about this black paint right now. That's not important. But it's still not as scary as a green tip 5.56. I mean, this is super I probably should have gloves and a mask on talking about this. But don't worry, this old Springfield, this 30-06, it's completely safe. By the way, it's probably killed a lot more deer than, never mind. Oh, this is a good one. Check this out. Oh, don't worry, this is actually just a pin. I was gonna write some notes later, but I do have the real thing. So if you didn't really want to get too scary, then obviously you're gonna go to a 50 BMG. Now, thankfully, John Moses Browning was a genius, and he basically took that 30-06 cartridge and made it bigger. I mean, proportionally, it's kind of like a fat 30-06, only much fatter. This is an awesome cartridge, but don't worry, it doesn't vaporize you even if it flies by your body close to it. It is not as dangerous as the 5.56, or apparently not as dangerous as the 9mm, because these will take a lung clean out of the body, but apparently this one doesn't, and my light just shut off, so let's turn that back on, stupid light. So what do you think about that, huh? Pretty crazy. So just as a recap, these are extremely dangerous, 5.56 and 9mm, because they'll either take your lungs or vaporize your body. But apparently a 50 BMG is just fine, because it doesn't. Anyway, that's kind of the logic that I keep hearing.